Hey, Sivan here. This video is just going to kind of look at the way of displaying objects and the different kind of options we have. So to start off, I'm just going to make a primitive. So create polygon primitive cube. Mine most likely probably looks different from yours. Yours will be something like this wireframe, which is see-through. So we can just kind of see through the object. We can see all the sides, everything like that. It's up to you, your workflow. You can work in wireframe or any of the other options we're going to go through in a sec, but the way it will be outputted from Maya is on something like 5. So on the keyboard, number 4 is wireframe, 5 is shaded. So this is basically solid, shaded. We now can't see through the object. All of these options are kind of up here across your view, and they are dependent on each view. So in my 4 view, so I hit spacebar, they each have their own options, so I can turn them on and off in each view depending on what I kind of want to see in that window. So we've got 4, 5, we then have 6, which is textured. We don't have any textures by default, so it's just going to be the standard grey color. We then have 7, which is lights. Same again, we don't have any lights, so obviously it's going to be dark, so the object has gone black. And then you just work back down the keyboards to turn these options off. At first, you're pretty much only going to want to flick between 4 and 5, and depending, it's down to you which one you prefer to working. Right, so also on the keyboard, we have 1, 2, and 3. So 1 is what we're currently seeing. This is solid or rigid. We then have 2, which is a combination of both. So it's got the rigid object around the outside on wireframe, and then the smoothed object on the inside. The way to do this just by itself is if you press 3, that then shows it on smooth view. So what we've kind of got is you either go for sort of 2 main types of modeling. You either model rigid, and we kind of use things like bevel and chamfer and whatever to give it kind of smooth rounded edges, or we model things in smooth view, and we model them to look good in smooth view. So the reason it's got such a big difference is because when we're smoothing, it bases it on 3 points make a corner. So when it's smoothing this, it's looking at this point down here, then this point, and then this point, and it's smoothing between each of those points. So if the points are very far apart, the corner will be very smooth, and it'll be pulled in quite a bit. Whereas if the edges are very close together, it will be a lot more rigid. So if I just kind of show you now, I'm going to show you how to do this tool in a later video. But if I put that there, we've now got 3 edges very close together here, so it gives me a really sort of rigid edge. Whereas on this side, we've only got 1 edge, so I've got kind of a midpoint, and then down on this corner, we have no edges close together, so it's doing the 3 points, so that's why it's very smooth. So we have options to either model like this or smooth, and then we kind of add bevels and edge loops to get the objects to look like we want them. So that's it for object display. See you in the next video.